Welcome back. In this video, we're stepping on board Delta Airlines in first class as we make our way from Washington, D.C. to Vancouver, Canada. To get there, we're taking a Boeing 757 to Seattle, then a quick E-175 flight the rest of the way.
But this first flight isn't any old first class seat. Nope, we're on a Delta One equipped aircraft today.
This is quite an upgrade for a transcon service, and while it's not Delta One, we'll show you the seat, the onboard experience, and we'll tell you how to find some of these routes.
Welcome to Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport, also known as DCA.
If you've been watching our videos for a while, you may have figured out that DCA is our home airport, but if you're new, here's a quick overview.
This is one of 3 airports in the DC area, and is the closest to the district, located just across the Potomac River from Washington, D.C. in Northern Virginia. DCA recently finished a major overhaul of the B and C terminals, including new security checkpoints. Just before the South Security Checkpoint is a Delta baggage drop, so you can skip the upstairs area and head straight down. Our first class tickets include 2 free checked bags up to 70 pounds each, but we're taking just carry-ons today. Terminal 2 has 2 security checkpoints. The north checkpoint is closer to American, and the south checkpoint is closer to most other airlines. DCA is one of the US airports which supports the new touchless ID. While we have Clear, touchless ID is often faster and free. We're big fans of this program.
Time for a quick stop in the Centurion Lounge.
Lounge access is not included with our domestic first class tickets, and it's been a while since we've been in the American Express Centurion Lounge. Today's visit gave us the opportunity to grab a quick snack and a couple of drinks.
It's less busy on a Saturday, but it is still very crowded. The Sky Club, a lot less busy.
We did a lounge showdown with the Delta Sky Club here, and if you want to see how they compare, we'll put a link in the description. Spoiler alert, we still prefer the Sky Club.
There's our plane.
I think it's time to board.
Alright, let's head to our gate.
So today's flight is on a 757. It's actually one of my favorite aircraft, and there aren't that many left because Boeing hasn't made them for like 20 years.
Our 5-hour and 51-minute flight today takes us 2,300 miles from Washington, D.C. to Seattle, Washington on board a Boeing 757-200 in domestic first class.
So one of the things we're going to be watching for today is the catering. The past few Delta flights we've had, the catering hasn't been that great. So let's see how it is on this transcon.
Delta boards in zones, with first class in Zone 1, just after pre-boarding and active duty military. On board, there are 16 Delta One seats arranged in a 2-2 configuration. Economy is made up of 44 Comfort Plus seats and 108 standard seats in a 3-3 configuration. We've flown this product many times, and even have a video on the Delta One service from LAX to DCA. If you're interested in checking out the difference, we'll put a link in the description. Also, we just flew Delta's flagship A350 Delta One cabin, so be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell for that upcoming review. Today we're in the bulkhead, seats 1A and B. We feel like these seats have a slightly larger footwell, so if they're available, we tend to pick these. Each Delta One seat on this aircraft is 19 inches wide and converts to a fully lie-flat bed, which is 76 inches long. Since this is a transcontinental route, a small pillow and a light blanket are provided at each seat. These are standard first-class items, not Delta One bedding. As a 2-2 setup, window passengers do not have direct aisle access. But at least in the bulkhead, there is plenty of legroom to easily get past the aisle seat. One downside of these seats is the lack of privacy. If you're not flying with someone you know, there is only a small fixed divider between the 2 seats. The rows are slightly staggered, which helps. In the center armrest are easily accessible seat controls and a large table. The tray table pulls out from the side. The literature pocket and IFE remote are stored next to the seat. There's a small amount of storage space here as well. Above your shoulder, you'll find a small storage area. The Delta One noise-canceling headphones were here, along with a bottle of water. This is also where the headphone jack, universal, and USB-A power outlets are located. It's nice to have the flat space to set a device out and charge, but it's awkward to get to this area while you're seated, particularly in the window seat. During boarding, the flight attendant came by to take pre-departure beverage orders, and I had a nice coffee. The legroom is good, and just in front, you'll find a small ottoman. When the seat is in bed mode, this becomes part of the bed. We'll show you the bed in just a bit. Above is a shelf where you can store something small in flight. You can adjust and lower one of the armrests, but it does have to be raised for takeoff and landing. Above, there are reading lights and individual air vents. There is a bonus reading light behind the seat back for use when in bed mode. These seats are well padded and very comfortable. The cabin and seat are fairly old, but they're very comfy for a 6-hour cross-country flight. Boarding wrapped up and we pulled away from the gate right on time. It's a little overcast today, but enjoy the views and we'll see you up in the air. So how did we end up on a Delta One cabin in domestic first class? Delta uses the small subfleet of 757s on select transcon Delta One routes, such as DCA to LAX. But they also use these planes on a few other domestic routes when it's marketed as standard first class, like the route we're on today. These 757s have the range for these longer transcon flights, and you'll often find them pop up on some of these types of routes. They're not always easy to spot, but if you look at a flight that's operated by a 757-200 and the seat map only shows 16 first class seats, that's this aircraft. Each seat features a 13.3-inch touchscreen. These IFE screens are bright and responsive. They're much larger than the screens in Delta One on the 767-300s. Delta's entertainment system is pretty good, and there's a good selection of movies, TV shows, and music. There's also live TV and a flight tracker. This is an older system, so no Delta Sync, and a more limited selection, so no full seasons today. Wi-Fi is available and free for SkyMiles members. It worked well enough on this route, but it did have a few hiccups early on. The Delta One headphones are provided for use. These work well enough, but we prefer our own noise-canceling headphones. Unlike some newer Delta aircraft, these 757s do not support Bluetooth. Shortly after reaching cruising altitude, beverage service started. This is an evening departure, so we got things started with a gin and tonic and red wine. These were brought out with the dinner service. Delta lets you pre-order your meal in advance. There are a few selections available on board and a couple of expanded options only available if you pre-order. This is not Delta One, so this is normal first class meals and service. We both ordered the beef short rib, which was served with a side of roasted carrots and herb mashed potatoes. This is served on a tray along with a warm roll and a lemon layer dessert. The short rib was tender and the sauce had a surprising amount of heat to it. The carrots were crisp. We disagreed about the potatoes. Mine were very good. Trevor's were very different. Maybe a little overcooked. This lemon dessert we've had a few times now. It's nice and creamy with a tart lemon flavor. We're frequent Delta flyers, but we think the service on United may have been better on this same route. We also just reviewed United First Class on the 737 MAX 9. We'll link that video in the description if you'd like to check it out. Delta has stopped handing out hot towels before meal service in domestic first class. They've also cut fresh salads from meals. These are small but noticeable details when you start comparing with other carriers. This is an evening flight, so we didn't use the bed, but we did want to show how it works. The seat reclines to a fully flat position with the touch of a button. It's a bit narrow and the gap in the seat is a bit uncomfortable, but hey, at least it's a flat bed. Drink service continued throughout the flight. Trevor enjoyed a coffee, and I had another gin and tonic. About halfway in, the flight attendant came around with the first class snack basket. We love these honey mustard pretzels. Service from the crew was attentive and quick on this flight. A second snack basket came around about an hour before landing. There's one forward lavatory for use in first class. This restroom is typical, but the crew kept it clean during the flight. Delta puts nicer Grown Alchemist soap and hand lotion in the first class restroom. We have a sunset landing tonight, so enjoy the views as we head into Seattle. Our flight got in early. We had a quick taxi and deplaning tonight. But we're not done just yet. We've got a little something extra for you. But we've got a couple of hours, so meet us in the Sky Club and we'll fill you in.
Welcome to Seattle.
We're on our way to Vancouver tonight. We got a little bit of a layover, so we're going to go check out the Delta Sky Club near A11.
We did a lounge showdown video from Seattle, and if you'd like to check it out, put a link in the description.
It was very quiet on a Saturday evening. The lounge is spacious and clean. The food selection was good, and since it was quiet, it was very relaxing in here. The views are also pretty epic from this lounge. It's time to head to our gate, but the next time we come through Seattle, we'll be upstairs though, in the Delta One Lounge, and we can't wait. The last flight tonight is scheduled to take 1 hour and 10 minutes from Seattle to Vancouver on an Embraer 175. The actual flying time tonight is only about 30 minutes, so this is a short one. Once again, we're boarding in Zone 1, just after pre-boarding. We were offered a pre-departure beverage, but we skipped it tonight. There are 12 first-class seats in a 1-2 configuration, and 64 main cabin seats in a 2-2 configuration. 20 of those are Comfort Plus extra legroom seats. The first-class seats have 36 inches of pitch and are 20 inches wide, with a 5-inch recline. The headrest is adjustable, and there are overhead air vents and reading lights. There's a universal power outlet and USB-A port at each seat. A quick tip, if you can get row 5 in Comfort Plus, it has a crazy amount of legroom, more than in first class. We boarded quickly and we were pushing back early tonight. There is Wi-Fi on board and it's free for SkyMiles members. It worked well. There is no IFE on this plane. This flight is so short, there's barely time for drink service before we were landing. We landed a full 30 minutes early, which was a wonderful end to the flight today. Customs in Canada is quick and easy, and we were on our way to the hotel before our originally scheduled landing time. The 757 Delta One seat is a comfortable place to spend a few hours, and while the planes are a bit old, the hard product still holds up. We do think Delta is finding some cost savings in their catering these days. Tonight's meal was flavorful and surprisingly had a kick of heat, but we do miss the warm towel and the salads. The second flight was fast and efficient, and all in all, a pretty uneventful trip with Delta. A comfortable, on-time day of flying is more important than a hot towel or a salad, so this was a good trip overall. These flights kicked off our recent trip to Canada. We've published a couple of videos including our trip on the Rocky Mountaineer and our stay at Canada's Castle in the Rockies. We'll link those videos in the description if you'd like to check them out. Thanks for making it to the end of the video. Please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to stay up to date on our latest video releases. Both of these things really help out the channel. You can also check out our channel memberships here and on Patreon, where we post exclusive content that doesn't fit here on the main channel. Thank you for watching. On to the next adventure.